What's up, everyone?
Fourth and one.
Love our sports podcast. The New York Football Giants. Love that.
But all right, what's up, everybody? This is episode number 26 of Fourth and One, a sports podcast. Fourth and One is presented to you by Why Am I a Nerd Podcast Network, where everyone is a nerd about something. My name is Sean Farrell, and sitting opposite me is the golden voice of podcasting, Matt Ferreira, and the stat man, gracing us with his presence back in the house after another Cowboys defeat. On this episode of Fourth and One, we're back to talk fantasy football playoffs, college football, the tried and true, the coastal and the blue, as I quote Mr. Matthew Ferreira, the NFL and our New York Giants, some NBA, and to end the episode, we'll conduct our second Fourth and One draft series, which will feature sports movies. So what have you guys been up to?
Getting brutalized out here, man. Just in sports and fantasy, everything. I'm just getting crushed all around. Although I did get my second win in the Fourth and One league.
Well deserved.
That's like a joke. That's like something you say week 6. Like, oh, I finally got my second win. Like, things are okay. We're here in double-digit weeks.
You're turning it around.
Oh, finally. Don't call it a comeback. Yeah.
Heating up for the consolation bracket, so we have the fantasy football playoffs. The standings are set. I'd first like to thank Mr. Miami Cam for beating Dimes and Thighs, cementing me a first round bye, which I needed.
Congratulations.
But I believe Ant the Stat Man wanted to bring something up. Something that's really pushing his buttons. Let's get
Grinding
into
his
it.
gears.
What's going on here?
Since, I'm Cameron's running mate out of nowhere, I thought I'd spice things up a bit like he did. I want to abolish straws. Get the draws out of here. That screwed me over. I should have been in the playoffs if it wasn't for a draw.
Wow. What if you had lost the draw?
No, Cameron's draw. Cameron with Zach Wilson. The tie
which
game.
Is like, what's crazy about this? Don't we have decimals enabled? So the odds of the draw they're so astronomical.
I should ask Megan to do the math stuff of what that probability was.
How about to keep the decimals going? Eventually it's going to differ at some point. Can't be
very
exactly.
True. That should be an out. But imagine,
we get into inches of yards,
or
whatever it is.
Imagine the pain by losing by that little fraction of a like 0.00000001. You lost by. I'd be like, yo, fuck everything. Like I'm flipping tables.
Man.
Like for the show's sake, how much we were all just praying that Cameron missed the playoffs. I mean, didn't you just want to see him come on here and explode?
Oh, I just flip out. Imagine he lost by that point, millionth of a fucking fraction. He just flips out. This league's rigged. I can't even say it. This league is rigged. The fraud is in.
We never hear the end of it.
Oh, no.
But you haven't heard one thing since he's been back. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, because he's in the freaking playoffs.
Yeah. You can't see it right now, America, but he just looked into the world. We're worldwide. But Cameron James just looked into the camera like he knew something was up, and he just appeared just in time to discuss it.
No, I just had to get some reading material so I could just chefs in the shower. So I wanted to finish this book.
There you go.
Well, did you guys, a live look into Cameron James' personal life.
Did
he put out his difference with the leagues.
I want to get rid of draws, no ties. Because if you beat Pluto Giz or Jizz, whatever his name is, I would have been in the playoffs. God damn it!
I also think that having two quarterbacks is utter bullshit, and I think it's a pansy ass move.
How is it a pansy? We had a full conversation about all those rules. In the
and if you listen to it, I said no. I said I think it's bullshit.
And you made the playoffs.
So it doesn't mean anything. I still think it's bullshit. I think I'll honestly say I think I skated my way in there. I'm not denying anything. I 100% agree that this year's league was the worst fantasy football league.
Wow. It's the first league you've ever played in? That's just
no. The worst.
The worst. That's what I'm saying. I said first, but I meant worst.
Yes,
either way,
I do.
Very offensive.
Just being honest, that's why Anthony Valenti Monti 2021. Now but notice it's Valenti Monti. It's not Monty Valenti anymore.
Yeah, why'd you put me as president?
Yeah.
Because I think that I play the game a little more shadier than you do. I think you're a more honest person than I am. I ain't afraid to bend the rules and talk shit. And I
So the
think
guy who calls everything a fraud is totally open to bending the rules and changing things and can't be trusted.
Hey, there's somebody else around the world right now that's screaming fraud left and right, and that's all I gotta say about that.
Oh God!
Wrong show.
Don't ever change.
But yes, I agree. Yeah, but what would you do if there wasn't a tie? It'd just be a 0.
If you beat Zach,
No, I know. But what are you doing instead of a tie?
I don't know. I just think it's crazy how we're in decimals, like they were saying earlier, and you guys
so are half points. It should have just been 1 point. The whole half. Oh, I lost.
There would be more ties if we just do 1 point.
I don't think so.
There 100% would be because there's less space. The decimals are supposed to prevent ties. In this case, it failed because by some freak of mathematics, they ended up with the same score.
Three times, I think, this year.
It's super difficult to do, though. All things considered, that is very fluky. That's super difficult to do when you have decimals enabled. So we actually need to look in. I don't know what they would do to resort.
They would most likely give it to either the higher ranked team or the team with the most points.
Oh.
Because there's no other way. How do you even? What
if it happens week 1?
So this happened to me in a fantasy championship game where we tied in the championship.
Oh my God.
And I never looked at the settings, and the settings were that the win goes to the higher seed, and he was the number 1 seed.
Oh,
that sucks.
But I had more total points scored.
I would be pissed.
Yeah, I mean, look, it still hurt. It still hurts. I came back and eventually won that league down the line, but it's like there's nothing you can do. I mean, it really should come down to total points, I guess. But I won. I beat him in the regular season, and I had more points, but the settings were higher seed. And and once he won, he's like, well, that's what the settings are,
of course.
Yeah,
you can't take it away from the guy.
Did he at least split the purse with you?
No, I don't think so.
Because I feel like that's the honorable move. Okay, I get the title, but we both scored the same points. There's to get here's half.
Dude, it sucked. And then but it's even one of those things where even if the playoffs came down to, I think, would they come down to total points for the last spot?
Yeah, probably.
So those are those weeks when you don't play the right guy, if it's a couple points here or there, it all adds up. Cause I don't think Ant was behind that many points you could probably look it up. But I think you were right behind her. I mean, pretty close.
Who for Dime to Thighs?
Yeah. Whoever's the 6th seed.
Yeah,
cause that's what it came down to was points.
Yeah. She had 16 more points than I did.
Right.
No, so 26 more points.
Yeah. And that's over the course of a season, you could have made that up somewhere. If, you make that,
for sure.
That guy. Mm-hmm. And that's what's crazy about it is only in those situations, it matters, a win's a win and a loss is a loss. But when you're talking about, making the playoff based on points that, it's a tough spot to be in. And like you said, that guy that night, if that guy gets that 0.1 point not taken away,
it's huge.
That would give Cameron another loss, and then there would be a huge tie for points.
Yeah,
and you would probably get bumped in because you had more. But talking about scoring no points this weekend, Michigan football will not be playing. No big rivalry game, no Ohio State game. Matt, where are you at on this, man?
All right, there's a few things that make Can I go on a whole Big Ten rant for a second? All right.
Let's do it.
So first off, while we're talking about Michigan, Ohio State, fuck you, Ohio State, you fucking pieces of shit. You're fucking worthless trash, and I hate you. But that being said, the Big Ten might go back and reverse this rule anyway, but it spares us what could have been a merciless beating for at least this year. So hopefully we retool, come back, whatever, offense I choose to install. I think next year, I think, we'll have more success against Ohio. But, it saves us what more than likely would have been a tremendous loss. However, I will say, and I know I'm biased in this, no team from the Big Ten has any business in the college football playoff. And I stand firmly by it. Even if Michigan had been undefeated, I would still agree with this. I'd obviously be upset about it, but I would still agree that because the Big Ten has played so many fewer games than the other major college football programs, it's not fair that they should be able to compete, for that when their teams got significantly less wear and tear, and they've essentially got extra bye weeks built in. These guys have rest when some of these other teams have been grinding throughout an entire season. I don't think it's fair if they get into the playoffs.
Yeah, I think everyone agrees. I think the media agrees. I think fans agree. I mean, it's just hard to how do you put them in? My only question is this college football playoff committee, they still have them ranked fourth. And there's going to be 4 to 5 teams besides Ohio State that have played a whole season, full schedule, conference championship game, that there's going to be one's going to have a loss or maybe 2 losses. How do you weigh it when you don't play the same amount of games?
Yep, and
look at who Ohio State's played. They haven't played. I mean, Indiana a lot better this year. Looked like a solid team. They haven't played anybody though.
Yeah, and that was their closest game, by far. You're exactly right. Sorry to cut you off there.
No, you're good. So now Michigan's not playing. They're basically done for the season, I'm assuming, right? I mean,
yeah, that's it.
I know earlier in the week I was reading stuff that Harbaugh was going to be extended. I've seen other news recently that says they're basically going to have that end of the year meeting where he comes in and they're like, hey, what's going on? And they're either going to say we're with you or we're not. Because I see that. I think it's a 50-50 chance right now. But where's your Harbaugh meter? You want him out, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I still think it's time for us to part ways. I think we can do so politely. You know what I mean? I don't think there should be any animosity, but I think he should be, asked to walk away because he's not doing himself any favors. This season, there's really no excuse for him, and he shat the bed tremendously. It'd be one thing if he won all the games and then at the end of the season we have a blowout, blowout in the sense of the same thing with the pandemic, where it's just a tire blowout where it's all right, we can't continue down this road. We have to cancel the season. I'd be no, give him another shot. But even if those are close wins, that's what I would say. But we have just losses, just L after L that I'm we gotta part ways here.
Yeah, I think they need a change. I mean, it's hard to see them making an improvement next year. What I will be excited for next year is the build up to that the Ohio State Michigan game. You miss a whole year of it, the fans are just wanting it.
Yeah, it's just going to come back with
it. It's going to be crazy.
Although I'm curious, where was that game supposed to be held this year?
Well, I was going to ask you that. You think they're just going to push it back a year in the same location, or they're just going to switch?
I'm not sure. That's a really good question. I kind of hope they keep the rotation where it's supposed to be, especially if fans are back next year.
Yeah. 100%.
Wasn't it supposed to be in Michigan? I think we looked that up.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be Michigan this year, which makes it extra upsetting if they get it.
Yeah,
if they just rotate back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would suck. I mean, I think they should probably push it and just keep. It's just tough because a lot of teams lost all their games they were supposed to play this year anyway.
Yeah.
So it's how do you just make it for one game? I don't know. What do you? Was it Michigan, or you found it or no?
I did not find. I ended up bringing up their basketball schedule, so I'm waiting for football to load now.
Columbus, Ohio.
It was going to be in Columbus. Well, then I hope they just skip it. Let's just go to Ann Arbor, go to the big house. We'll do. Although I will say, how awesome would it be to do? I wish Notre Dame and Michigan were still playing, because how awesome would it be to do a show like we were fucking NFL game day? I mean, NFL, Jesus Christ. You know what I'm talking about? If we were college game day.
That would be sick.
To do an episode like that.
You might be in luck. Not as far as that schedule goes, but let me see.
We could do Rutgers.
That's basketball. That would be fun.
Yeah,
I know Rutgers had a big win last night in basketball. They knocked off Syracuse, but
that is big.
They're on the rise. New Jersey basketball is back, baby. Let me see here. I do think that where is it? If I can get a Ohio State future schedule, 2022. September 3rd, We got Notre Dame visiting Ohio State.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Let's go fight in Irish. Let's fucking go.
Matt's gonna be dressed up like a fucking leprechaun.
I'll be out there. I'll just be doing whatever I got. The little fists. I'm ready for it, bro. I'm out there. I'll be the biggest fucking Notre Dame fan ever. I think I actually sold a shirt somewhere from when I went out there.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What do you think Miami Cam would be for that game?
Wow.
Oh, it depends on if I'm there or not, I think.
What are you talking about?
Man.
Notre Dame versus Ohio State.
We're going. It's in 2022.
At Ohio State. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I'd be a Notre Dame fan while we're there, but we're on the street. I'm all about those Ohio checks.
Fucking God. So you'll be. What are you gonna have? Different hats?
Wait, you're saying that a little louder. Right? What are you about in the street? A little. I think your mic's low.
I think he's trying to listen to see if the shower's running.
Chadwick Wanderlust be about those State chicks.
He's gonna make him say, "Oh."
Oh, I just got that. Up Ohio State.
Shit. Fuck Ohio State.
I said, what's up, Ohio State?
And I said, fuck them.
Hey.
That is it. Like,
you're such a bitch,
bro. I'll fight. We're gonna get out there. We're gonna get into a fight. Guarantee it. Guarantee it.
I mean, I'm out. You guys can fight.
No, it's all right. I'll just do it for. I gotta bring it on my own. I'm gonna bring actual Wolverine claws and just fight whoever comes at me.
I'll just eat popcorn and find the cutest girl and be like, I know that guy. He's getting his ass beat.
Man, way to step up for the 4th and 1 squad. Just
seriously,
I mean, when you guys need me, you can summon me. Like I'm like Batman. I hang out
Summon.
and then like I come and I beat the shit out of you.
We're gonna have a flashlight with their fucking symbol and just shine it on this guy. We need Cameron James.
Yeah. When you have 5 guys on your back, you have to try to find him in the crowd, give him a nod. And he'll come. He'll do a little WWE chair to the back on these. Yeah,
they'll start playing the music in the background. He'll just come from the top rope. It's Cameron James. Like,
why would it come from the top rope?
Why would you come from the bottom rope?
No, like I'd come from the entrance.
Yeah, but if you climb up on the top rope and then you jump off, you got to go over the ropes anyway. So you might as well get the height so you have increased momentum, so it's more damage. That's how physics work.
Leverage. You need the leverage.
You need the leverage. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a little light. I feel like if I jumped off the top rope, I wouldn't hurt somebody as much as I just went up and kicked him in the balls.
How is that your entrance move?
People are like, all right, these guys, they show up to Ohio State and that guy just kicks someone in the balls.
Seriously, just like this Christmas season, you won't be wanting for more action. Because Cameron James is starring in The Nutcracker, Buckeye Edition. Like, he's going to run up, kick people in the nuts. It's like, go nuts. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Fuck Ohio State. Oh, my God.
You know you'd watch that movie.
I 100% would watch that. Are you kidding me? I'd executive produce that movie. I'd be all about that shit.
As executive producer, as the head coach of Michigan.
Yeah. And obviously,
possibly athletic director.
Possibly. It's gonna be
is that what AD meant the other day? Is that what you meant by that?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, what the hell? I was like, aftermarket? What is AD? I had no idea what AD meant. I thought maybe you spelled something wrong. I was like, all right.
After death.
Then I thought like assistant. I
will be the eternal coach of Michigan. Even after death, my ghost will sit there and continue.
Then I thought you meant like after assistant coach. I was like, maybe you meant to like AC. But you learned something new every day.
I didn't want to type out athletic director. I just abbreviated it. So
this is why I'm normally not on the show at all.
You learn something on 4th and 1 about sports. AD potentially could stand for athletic director. Let's talk about the little mullets versus the Mormons. My Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. The upset win after the BYU quarterback said anytime, any place, anywhere. I think he immediately regretted that. Coastal also tried to just beat the shit out of him on the field.
So you guys had a couple plays that I was surprised didn't get called, but fuck it.
Hey, you know what? I mean, I think we talked about this a little last week. Is like you come from like a small school, you never expect to have that, the college game day experience, let alone to get a win. But you got to I had to soak it in. You got to enjoy it. might never happen again. Never thought it was going to happen, but hey, we pulled it off. It was a great game. I mean, just overall, a great game.
Huge, like
comes down to that last play. I saw a side to side with that play, and then they showed the play from the Rams Titans Super Bowl where he comes up just short on the 1 yard line, and they looked like pretty identical.
Oh,
which,
man.
yeah. Well, Miami Camp just missed my Titan shout out.
Yeah, that's got to be a absolutely brutal feeling though to know you were 1 yard away. Like, oh, I can't imagine that. Like a sports pain worse.
I think there was like a BYU Barstool account, and it showed like all the guys watching the game getting all hyped up, and then it was just dead silent when the guy knee hit the ground. But yeah, I was all there for it. It's good, even just being on TV with that kind of atmosphere for Coastal it was already a win in itself. Like, we didn't have to win. It just added a cherry on top.
Yeah, it just makes it feel better. Yeah,
it just shows, it gives this, if that was like Eastern Michigan, everyone would be going nuts. It gives you a little notoriety in the sports world.
Definitely feel that.
Let's talk about a little NBA Christmas Day schedule and the biggest travesty to the sport not having the Magic or the Knicks on that day. Bullshit.
Why?
Bullshit.
Why NBA? Where you at, Adam Silver?
Adam Silver is turning into a Brooklyn Nets fan. What's the schedule for that day, Ant?
So we got Pelicans Heat at 12, Warriors Bucks at 2:30, Nets Celtics 5 o'clock, Mavericks Lakers 8 o'clock, and the 10:30 game is Clippers Nuggets.
So I feel like they tried to match either like you got what's his name? You have LeBron against Luka.
Yep.
You have, you kick the game off with Zion, 12 o'clock noon with the Pelicans. The Nets, and you got, the return of Kevin Durant against, one of the top teams in the East. I see what they try to do, but, turning the Knicks, like we need a Knicks Magic Christmas Day matchup.
Let's go. Just kick off the season the way everyone wants it to be. Like, come on. The two premier teams in the league. Like, let's go. Although, did you see they released those updated basketball jerseys?
The city edition?
The city, yes, thank you. The city edition.
I was going to text you guys. I like some of them, but some of them are they're just out. I don't like the Nets one, and that's not just me being biased.
The Nets one's kind of that like Coogee design, right?
It's like a cartoonish writing. Like, I don't know. I don't even know how you would describe it. Personally, I I saw they're doing the retro Nets, like the old New Jersey Nets uniforms, like the blue and red.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. I just got it up. Yeah, I am not a fan of that at all.
Yeah. Are you getting that custom Magic City Edition jersey?
I honestly might. I kind of like the orange in there. Have you seen that? You guys seen it? It's
nice.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's nice. I like them. But then I'm like, all right, where's these other teams? The Knicks don't have one yet, or they just
how? Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm actually looking that up right now.
Half the teams don't have them, so I don't know who qualify, like what the
was it only playoff teams?
Was it? I don't know. Maybe you could. I don't know. I don't think so. You might be right, but I don't think so. I don't even think all the playoff teams were.
Because I found something that looks like it might be.
I wonder why they would do that. It's like, hey, here's your reward. You guys get an extra jersey this year.
I don't know if this is right. I'm going to send it to the group chat we've got here. So I don't know if we'll be able to put an actual picture of this up later. So apologies if not. But hang on a second here.
City jerseys, huh? I don't know.
Because Barrett was your first round pick this year, right? Or was that last year? Am I crazy? This year was Obi Toppin.
Yeah.
So this might be the wrong one, but
there is they do have an alternate. I'll just be honest. I don't understand the Lakers jersey at all. Their city jerseys just white and light blue. I have seen this. Okay. I have seen this New York jersey. I don't know if it's the city one.
The Lakers one does look really. It looks like UNC.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
Speaking of UNC, and last week we were talking about just the start of college basketball. Have you been watching your Tar Heels?
I have. Yeah. Way better than last year. I'll tell you that. They were awful last year.
I feel like it's just like. I mean, I watched last night. I watched Illinois and Duke, and Illinois was just like spanking them the whole game. I just feel like I don't even know if these teams have played together, if they worked out together. You don't have any familiarity with the players because we missed like half a season. We had no March Madness. I usually don't start watching college basketball until, end of the season, conference tournaments. But I do watch the big games, but I still don't know half. For some reason, I just haven't kept up with it like I used to, where I knew the big stars coming in. It's even tough to you don't know anyone on the team.
Yeah, no, last year really did that for me because there's such a bad season. I just didn't want to watch the games anymore. So I kind of fell off a little bit, but I'm trying to get, back into it this year.
There's nothing else. What
else
to watch?
Yeah, exactly. Cowboys suck, so.
Can we get that clipped, please? And played.
Add it to the opening.
25-minute mark
for 4th and 1. Cowboys suck.
All right, before we get into our questions here, Matt, tell them where they can find us.
You think people don't know by now? For somehow, if you people haven't been paying attention, haven't been giving us a time of day or following us on Instagram at Why Am I a Nerd Official, that's WHYAM, the letter I, A Nerd Official, on Facebook and YouTube at Why Am I a Nerd, spelled the same way, and on Twitter at 4th and 1 Pod. That's the number 4, THANDWON Pod. Please like, rate, and subscribe. 5 stars, as always, is greatly appreciated.
And that might have been your best one ever.
Ooh, thank you.
It might be the red wine. What are you drinking? It might be,
bro. I got this. I was just in the store and they had the cupcake red velvet, which is not a red velvet cupcake. Was actually pretty damn good. So I bought this 2 days ago, and I'm on my second bottle. And I'm like, this is damn good.
You're letting it age. You had to open up a bit.
Yeah, sorry. Just let it breathe.
All right, Ant, let's get into some of these college football questions.
Cool. All right. Ohio State versus Michigan officially canceled. What does this mean for Ohio State? With a 5-0 record, should they be allowed or eligible for the Big Ten championship and the college football playoffs?
No, they shouldn't. And if I could quote one of the more renowned
Fuck Ohio State, blah blah blah.
You know what? You're not even in this. First of all, I'm making a quote. I'm talking about something someone else says. Can I continue? Can I go on? Yeah, okay. Yeah, now that Cameron James is off the set. To quote renowned lyricist Lil Wayne, fuck them. Fuck them, fuck them, even if they celibate. So, there are my thoughts.
I would, like you said, okay, maybe sure, let them be the Big Ten, play in the Big Ten championships, because everyone in the Big Ten has only played 5 or 6 games.
Right, that's fine. They can take the Big Ten title,
right?
But to play in the actual playoffs is a step above and beyond, because even if they had played through all of their regular season games, that's still far less than any other team has done. So they're going in with 5 games and other teams have played like 8 or 9. Like that's not fair.
Yeah, it's crazy. We will see what happens. There's still games to be played. A lot of stuff still on the line. So I guess we'll see what the college football playoff committee does, and hopefully they make the best decision for everybody.
Yeah.
Let's go to number 2.
Congrats to Coastal Carolina on the biggest win in program history.
Woo!
Coastal beat BYU 22-17 last week. What did this mean for CCU and the season they are having? With games remaining against Troy and Louisiana, can they finish the season undefeated?
I mean, for just the program in general, the season they're having, I mean, this might have gotten head coach Jamie Chadwell another head coaching job at another school. I believe he's interviewing for Vanderbilt. So, I mean, it allows your program to grow, get more notoriety, get better recruits in, attract, new coaches. If you do have coaches leave for other programs, Coastal runs like a crazy offense called like the spread option, which no one's really doing now. It's kind of like a new thing. And I think that's kind of why BYU had a tough time defending it. I don't know if they can go undefeated. They do. I think they're going to be Troy, but Louisiana, they beat by not too much. And that's going to be their conference championship game. And, we'll see. It's tough to go undefeated in a season, especially, for a team, Coastal, that was picked to finish, I think, last in their conference.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So they've had, they've had that mentality, like, everyone's against us. We have nothing to prove to anybody except, that we're going to be the best team in the conference and one of the best teams in the country. But it's tough to go undefeated. They could do it. I hope the BYU game though, like didn't, take a lot out of them. They poured a lot into that game. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. I hope they don't have like a hangover after a giant game, which you do see with a lot of programs, but, put us on the map. Everyone knows about the teal turf. So, let's go Chants.
Teal turf.
Let's go number 3.
Clemson versus Notre Dame rematch in ACC championship. What do you expect to see in round 2? Could there be a round 3?
I don't know. I think if Notre Dame loses, they're going to get bounced from the playoff. Even though they did beat Clemson, it's going to be tough to send 2 teams with 1 loss when you have all these undefeated teams in the country. Playing a team, Miami Cam says in fantasy football, it's tough to beat a team twice. So I'm hoping I play him in the playoffs because he beat me the first time. But it's going to be tough for Notre Dame. It's a neutral field. They're going to have Trevor Lawrence back. They're going to have a lot of guys healthy. They've had, 2 weeks to get ready for the game. I think the first game, Clemson was 6.5 point favorites. In this game, they're 7.5. So, maybe Vegas thinks Notre Dame's, a lot better than maybe, I don't know. I mean, I was surprised it was not going to be a bigger spread, but I don't know. I mean, Matt, do you have anything that, you think is going to happen? These are two top contenders for the playoff, potentially.
I don't mean this in any way of disrespect.
No.
How Trevor Lawrence doesn't win. You know what I mean? Right. It's just what this guy's done. He's lost 1 game his entire career. And while I still give full credit to Notre Dame for beating them in the regular season, because that's still no small task, I think you're going to have your work cut out for you in the championship. That being said, I still think you'll perform well. It might still very well be another shootout, not shootout, another grind out, where both teams are really fighting, really giving it their all. And it should be a fun game to watch. I don't see a scenario where it's not the game of the week. You know what I mean? Whoever else is matched up, that's what I'm going to want to watch the most.
I think if Notre Dame loses by less than a touchdown or 3 points, I still think they have a good chance to get into the playoff.
Yeah, it's a moral victory too. It's just the kind of thing we can hang with anyone.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it's gonna be a tough decision for the college football committee. I think obviously the next question we talk about the SEC. There's obviously, stuff that could happen in that game to switch a lot of stuff up. It's one of those things, we do this in sports all the time where, week 1 in the NFL earlier, we were talking about who the MVP of the league was in week 1. It's you speculate and try to predict everything. And sometimes you just got to let things play out to see what's going to happen. But let's talk about Alabama.
Alabama versus Florida for the SEC championship. Can the Gators upset the Tide?
I honestly don't think they can. Alabama just looks like a freaking well-oiled machine. I mean, they have. I think they're down one of their top first round wide receiver talents, and they still have 2 other wide receivers that are going to be drafted in the first round, which is insane. I don't know. Alabama looks amazing right now, so it's tough to tell. Florida looks great too. They have a great quarterback. It's going to be up for the Heisman, maybe a top quarterback in the draft. So I just don't see Alabama losing. I mean, I could be wrong, but they just destroyed LSU 45-14. That was in the first half.
Yeah.
This past week. So it's going to be a tough.
That was fucking nuts to think about, actually. I remember when I saw the stat line that I was like, it's the first half.
I turned the game on.
Yeah.
I turned the game on and I saw the score and I thought the game was about to be over. And it was we're at halftime. And I was like, no way. No way. It was just insane. I mean, I know LSU lost basically every single person on their team to the NFL. But, you expect them to kind of replenish that roster with talent and compete a little more. But I think it also shows you just how scary Alabama can be.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to our last college football question.
Thoughts on Army versus Navy game uniforms?
There's a link. There should be a link on there.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, I mean, take a look at that myself.
They always have pretty good uniforms. I'm not going to lie. I actually think I do really like these ones.
I think the best ones they had that I've seen, at least, for the pinstripe ones.
Oh, no, these are good. Sweet. I like these.
They're good. They're good. I mean, the Army, you got the tank for those people that cannot see, or I don't think we're going to show a picture, but you can, you feel free to look it up. The Army uniforms are kind of fashioned after, I believe, they're inspired by the soldiers of the Hawaii-based 25th Infantry Division and they have kind of like a tank type color. But yeah, I like the navy ones too. I mean, they have like that marble look on the helmets. So it's an interesting set of uniforms. I always do like these uniforms though. I don't know I know they have like people write articles on these, like the top ranked Army versus Navy uniform.
Yeah, I see that too.
But yeah, I like them this year. I think it's hard to say you don't like these uniforms ever. They're always so different than anything you would normally see. I guess Michigan, do they still do like an alternate uniform?
They haven't in a while. I haven't seen one since we had that striped one. I think it was the last time I saw that, and that was back in the shoelace days. So it's been a while.
Yeah, Notre Dame usually does like one a year. They obviously didn't do one this year. Their one last year like looked exactly like their regular uniform. There's the traditionalists that don't like that. Then you have like the Oregon fans. They have a different uniform every game.
Them, and I think Maryland's like that too, where they've got like 30 alternates or something.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, I get it. Like I like the way, Michigan, Notre Dame, they do it where it's Ohio State, Penn State. I don't even know if Penn State does. I don't think
alternates.
They'll
do a whiteout every now and then, but I think it's like the home and the away pretty much for them. Alabama doesn't do anything either. I don't believe. No, I don't think they do. Yeah, I think you're right on that.
So I like the one time a year thing is good, but you got to stick to your
get
colors.
A special occasion. Yeah, I agree with that. What was I going to say? Because I know, speaking of uniforms, at one point someone mentioned, I forget who it was like someone on the professional circuit was talking about how Maryland is the only, college to include their state flag. And I'm like, but their state flag is so ugly. It's like 4 different things. Like part of it's like a checkered race flag. It's like 4 different colors. Like I'm like, if you get the
insane,
chance, look up the Maryland state flag.
They've had, and you're talking about them switching uniforms.
Yeah.
They've had some pretty bad uniforms. I think their helmets are the flag, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maryland.
It's like, and it's just like, there's no logic to their flag. It looks like an image that just didn't finish loading. Like, when you have like the screensaver or when you switch something in PowerPoint, that's what it looks like. It looks like it's in transition. Like
they seem to include that in everything Maryland does.
Yeah, Maryland's they're extreme about the flag.
Yeah.
Seriously, and I thought they were just all about crab cakes and football.
And
But here we are. Yeah, and their flag apparently.
There is a uniform that they did wear where their helmet was the flag and their jersey, the shoulder pads were the flag. And it's like they are half Steelers uniform, half red and white. I don't know. It's pretty bad. I don't know. Like I like, who is it? I like Under Armour, but I don't know whose idea it was for them to go crazy with these uniforms because they just don't look great.
Yeah,
they got to stick with they have the white helmet with the red Terps on it. Like keep it that way. And then, maybe do like one color, a 2-tone jersey, but like having the whole flag on your jersey is a little insane. Like imagine if Rutgers just puts the New Jersey flag on it.
Isn't our flag like yellow?
Yellow. Yeah,
yellow, like light blue.
And it's like not like a strong yellow. It's not like a maize. It's like a straight up like pale, like kind of sad yellow. Thank you for catching that.
So if you're from Maryland, don't add us. All right. You already know.
I guess we're gonna. Yeah, we already know. We probably just lost a few fans there, but what can you?
You're just attacking all the Big Ten states. Who's next?
You're really like, who do I have left to trash at this point?
What do you have to say about Minnesota?
Fuck them. No, I don't know. I got nothing to say. Minnesota, like they got to do something for me to be like, all right, Minnesota, now you've earned my ire. Like they're just kind of there. Same with like Purdue. Like go make a fucking boiler. Like what are you? Like what is that? Like it's like a train, but Boilermaker. I think you're heating the house. Like that. Come on, pick something. Stick with it.
Be a ferocious animal.
Seriously, come on. Pick a vicious carnivorous beast like us. The Kings of the North, the Michigan Wolverines. Like, what are you doing out there? Fucking toy train sets. Come on.
Let's talk about the NFL here. Let's go to that first question.
Eagles have decided to start Jalen Hurts over Carson Wentz this week. Is this a sign of the end of the Wentz era in Philly? Are they just trying to see what they have in Hurts? What do you make of this move for the Eagles?
I don't know. I think the Eagles are just trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. I mean, they don't look good with Wentz. Hurts obviously had a good drive. He's going to go up against the Saints this week and
probably won't have a good drive there.
Probably won't have a good drive. It's going to be an inch. I think they have to see if this guy's going to be. It's kind of like what we said about Daniel Jones. Like this is whatever happened this season happens, but we have to see if he's our guy.
Yeah, they got to kick the tires and see what they're going to do. The draft is coming up. Like it's the season's for the most part lost for them. They said nothing to gain. The Giants actually, I don't know if they will. Like, I mean, knock on wood, some wood back here. The Giants could make a push in the playoffs. The Giants actually look like they can compete with some teams now. You could even argue the same for the Redskins for the Washington football team after beating the Steelers. The Eagles have nothing to gain. They don't look like they'd be able to do anything if they did make the playoffs. So at this point, they're better off just kind of shutting down and letting Hurts take the reins.
Yeah, I think they're kind of – I know, I heard on the radio that if you asked Philly fans, would you rather have, Doug Peterson as the head coach or have Nick Foles back? Nick Foles is a hero there. People would say Nick Foles.
That's wild.
It's pretty crazy to think. Doug Peterson leads them to, a Super Bowl victory, and he's already on the outs at them. But, I mean, that's that, the Philly fan mentality.
Short memories, man. Yeah. Like, Nick Foles was not great, and that was his second stint with the team. Like, come on.
Right. I don't know. I think they're just trying to figure out at this point, they have it if they won out, obviously, yeah, they could, they're still a contender in that division.
Yeah.
But it's, the way they're playing, it just doesn't look good. Maybe Jalen Hurts is the answer. And this is how they're going to find out.
Who knows?
Let's go to number 2. This is something that Mr. Miami Cam might have something to say.
Browns thumped the Titans. Is Cleveland legit? Can Baker and the Browns make a run in the playoffs? What is going on with the Titans?
Who wrote that question?
I don't know. I think Rich did.
Because they didn't thump anybody. They lost by a touchdown. Let's get it straight, motherfucker.
I think I mean, it depends how you look at it, I guess. They were getting their asses kicked in that first half.
I know.
So
but then they came back.
I don't know.
They lost by a touchdown.
Yeah.
That was my touchdown. So the proper terminology for that question would have been
would you say they came up a yard short?
After the disappointing loss against the Cleveland Browns, are the Titans really Super Bowl contenders still? Is how you should have worded that question. Whoever the fuck wrote it. But kiss my ass.
What's your answer?
No.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, that's great.
I think we'll find out if the Cleveland is legit on Sunday Night Football 2 weeks from.
I'm now excited for this game, as we might have to change our original score, because I think we said, what did we say, that the Giants win, but Odell's going to go off?
Yeah.
All right. Well, then no, Giants will win, but yeah, no, Odell's not going to torch us because we all know that was coming.
Our final record is still in contention.
Very true.
Very true.
Very true. Because the Seahawks we didn't have winning. I'm pretty sure we had that as a loss.
I'm not sure about Cleveland though. As far as it seems like, I guess, the Titans seem like a team that they're so explosive on offense, but some games they just don't seem to show up. Like I feel like they're a team that could beat anyone, but they're a little inconsistent. And the Browns, I don't know. I just feel like Baker against weaker secondaries can do well. I don't see him doing that against some of the teams they're going to have to play in the playoffs. They're going to play stronger defenses. Even we could really test them against the Giants. The Giants have had a great defense this year. If we could see if Baker Mayfield tears them apart, maybe I'd give them the benefit of the doubt. But I just don't see them making a run in the playoffs. I just don't think they don't have the horses to do it. I think look at the guys that scored for them this past week. They had three of the guys you never even heard of, except for Donovan Peoples-Jones, Wolverine,
DPJ. Go blue.
What do you think? Do you think Cleveland is a legit contender or not?
I think they're playing kind of under the radar well. I feel like nobody's been paying attention to them, and they're like, okay, nobody's looking now. Everyone do something, So we'll see. It's like you said, once they're back in kind of primetime spotlight. Well, you didn't quite say this, but once they're back in primetime spotlight, I think this will be the real test for him. This will be
you have the Steelers. You have the Steelers lose. They show maybe they're not they're kind of what we thought they were, and maybe not as impressive as everyone else thought, even though that record's ridiculous. But
yeah, the record's still good. But a few of those games, they got kind of lucky here and there. I mean, I don't want to say full on luck. Like, they're still a very talented team. They're well coached. They've got a shit ton of, offensive weapons. But like, there was times they were kind of like, they made it through. Like there were tests that they had even early on. Like for a while in that game, the Giants had a very decent shot. So I don't know if they're quite as strong as their schedule or record, I should say, suggests.
Well, here's the Browns schedule.
That's like the Steelers.
You're for the Steelers. You're rooting for the Steelers right now.
No. You just said that you didn't think their schedule was as tough as it was, and I said it's like the Steelers.
We're talking about the Steelers.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought you said go Steelers. I was like, what?
It'll be. I don't know if the Steelers are going to do the rest of the season, but the Browns have the Ravens, the Giants, the Jets, and then they end on January 3rd with the Steelers for their final game. So maybe
that'll be a good one.
Maybe that game will be something. But January 3rd, that's insane. That we're ending the season then.
Wow, holy shit. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. And the schedule didn't really get pushed back. It was a late season to begin with.
I guess it's not that late because I feel like we play on like the, December 30th, 29th.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not that late, but it just seems you see that January and it's like, damn, it's at Cleveland in January. That's not going to be a fun game.
Seriously.
Let's go to the next one. This has been a topic in our group chat.
Jets fired DC Greg Williams after giving up a last-minute touchdown to the Raiders during an all-out blitz. Did Greg Williams deserve to be let go? What problems does this solve for the Jets? Also, how does Adam Gase still have a job?
I don't fucking know. The fact that Adam Gase is a professional football coach and Michigan hasn't even called me back about my candidacy for that head coaching position is absolutely absurd. Like, he should not. Adam Gase shouldn't be allowed to play Madden at this point. This guy needs to be completely shut down and locked away from football and possibly civilization for a little bit. Because, like, what the fuck are you doing? How do you fuck up this badly multiple times and immediately fail laterally to get another job in the same division? Like, why is the AFC East so goddamn incestuous that they couldn't keep their hands off Adam Gase for fucking 20 minutes? It's crazy. Sorry.
I think there's a conspiracy. I mean, look, I know everyone's bashing Greg Williams, but I guarantee you he said to his defensive backs, hey guys, don't let anyone get behind you. There's 8 seconds left in the game. Play way back. Don't let anyone get behind you. And I don't know. I don't even know who the DB was because I just, everyone focused on the blitz. But how do you let that guy just run right past you?
You got to give it everything you got just for that. Even if you foul him right there, even if you draw the DPI, like, fuck it, do something.
Yeah. Should he have blitzed 8 guys? Probably not. But they also had like how many yards to go to the end zone? Like, usually it takes. If all the defensive backs are playing back, it's a Hail Mary into the end zone regardless.
Yeah.
So by the time the quarterback gets those guys to the end zone, the pocket's closed around him. He's moved around. I'm assuming that he thinks, hey, I can get a sack. I think Williams is the scapegoat. I mean, in this, now, after thinking about it, should he have blitzed all those guys? Probably not. He could have probably sat everyone back, but I think we've seen it almost happen on a couple. What was that? Who had the Hail Mary? Who was Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins against?
Oh my God! Yeah, that one was
like
disgusting.
You've seen it when you give a quarterback time just to throw it up there. What can happen? Maybe he wasn't going to. I mean, it's the Jets. Do we really expect anything else?
Yeah.
At this point, I mean, it's just sad. Adam Gase. I mean, I think it's conspiracy. I think whoever's hired him, whoever's letting him run the team. One, it's going to be embarrassing if they have to fire him year 2 for being terrible. Maybe he's saying, hey, I don't have the players. Look at what my defensive coordinator just did. Let me get rid of him and then let me have a job.
I don't know. I don't think there's any excuse personally. I really don't think there's no reason for him to have a job. There's just
I mean, I agree. I just think when it's a team like that with, a team that doesn't have the best ownership or doesn't make the best decisions usually. You see it with, you saw it with the Mets. You see it with the Knicks. They just do things that are unheard of that you would never think they would ever do.
It's funny you say that now, because the three things that those teams have in common, other than the Mets and Knicks with their color scheme, is the fact that they're all based in New York. How the fuck is it that you're in the biggest media market on the planet and you're just not performing? The Knicks, it's especially bad because the Knicks aren't the little brother team. The Mets and the Jets have the advantage of being like, oh, well, whatever. The Giants and the Yankees are here, so we're not like the most heralded in our own city. But like for the Knicks, there's no excuse. You play at the mecca of basketball. Like, how is ownership and management fucking up that much? Sorry, that's a whole.
No, I don't know. I mean, it's mind blowing, but like if you hear something outrageous about the Jets on the radio, like something crazy like that, they're going to extend Adam Gaze for the next 3 years. Like I wouldn't be surprised.
I would be just livid for every Jets fan I know, for my dad, for all you guys. Like, just like, my God, like the incompetence on just such a dramatic and incredible level. I just have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's talk about some MVP type players, some better coaches of the year, rookies of the year. Let's go to number 4.
With 4 weeks to go in the season, who do you think the favorites are for MVP, coach of the year, and rookies of the year? Who has most improved in the final few games?
I would say MVP. I think you got to look at what Aaron Rodgers is doing this season is pretty ridiculous. His stats. I mean, I think he has like 30, almost 40 touchdowns and only a couple picks. You always have Mahomes. I think Mahomes is obviously going to be right
Mahomes,
there.
I feel like is going to be.
Yeah, I mean, you have him right there. I think, but if I think when you look at MVP, sometimes it's like they give it to that guy that hasn't done it, and just you're actually impressed that he's doing that. Mahomes, unfortunately for him, I think it's expected. And that's kind of like that. You saw it with Peyton Manning and Drew Brees, where those guys put up ridiculous numbers in their prime, and they just didn't always win because they weren't that. It was almost expected they were going to do that. Coach of the year, I mean, Joe Judge. Let's go.
Let's go. Honestly, let's go. Actually, I'm looking at it now, though, by the way. The only thing that I'd really kind of give Aaron Rodgers to in terms of stats right now over Mahomes is like sacks taken, and he's only beating him by 2.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, he's got him in touchdowns too. Sorry, he's got him in touchdowns. I looked at that wrong.
Yeah. What does Mahomes have?
Mahomes has 31 touchdowns. Rodgers has 36. But Rodgers also has 4 interceptions to Mahomes too.
Yeah, when I saw Rodgers had 33 touchdowns already, I was like, no, what? Like, I didn't even realize he was having that great of a season.
It's quiet.
It's been pretty quiet. And you know what? It's like, it might be more impressive because
he's got less weapons.
Less weapons. Mahomes has a ridiculous amount, a decent defense behind him. So I don't know. It's interesting. I think it'll be between those two guys.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that that I guess I'm not really thinking. I'm just thinking on the quarterback position. I don't know if there's any other positions that are really tearing it up.
Yeah, I would say dark horse candidate for that, if he somehow pulls it out and really sticks to it at the end of the season, would be Josh Allen. You could also throw Russell Wilson up there too, but yeah, Josh Allen I think has been more surprising.
I was going to say Russell Wilson has the most to prove in the final few games after his tough loss to the Giants. He didn't really. I mean, the defense made him look
potentially
not great
Super Bowl winning defense. You heard it here first.
You heard it in the preseason when we had them beating everybody.
You know what? That's so funny to go back to. We should definitely do a recap of that postseason.
I know. I was going to ask you too about about Michigan. How are if you have to predict their schedule, the wins and losses for next year? How are you even going to do that? That's gonna be a tough.
It's gonna be easy because I believe in my guys. I believe in the new recruits that I'm gonna have next year. We're gonna come in. We're gonna dominate. We're gonna win every game. No question.
Hey, Matt. Question. You just knocked on wood behind there, right?
I did.
Is that a cowboy hat behind you?
Funny enough, yes, it is.
No, giddy up.
But there's an actual, I sent you the video on Snapchat the same day I bought this hat because a good friend of mine, my buddy Justin Eisenhart, shout to him, lives in Dallas. He's a diehard True Blue Giants fan. Let's go Big Blue. But he's down there living in enemy territory in Texas. And I went down to visit him. We had a great time. We did check out, we were down there for the draft. Like we're trying to time it up around the same time. Infinity War had just come out. The New York Football Giants had just drafted Saquon Barkley. It was a good time. But we went down, checked out the facility, and I'm pretty sure I sent you the Snapchat then.
Yeah,
he was like, "Oh, look at this memoir to this player." I was like, "Fuck you!" Like stuck my like middle finger to everything up there, recorded it all. It's all my Snapchat. I'll send it. We'll put it on the Instagram at some point.
We're trying to get followers here.
Well, he's already bashed Maryland, Ohio, and now Cowboys.
Yeah, so I'm like, we've got no one in Ohio. We're scorched earth in Ohio. Like I don't even know if we can drive through that.
No, they love me.
Yeah, I was gonna say Cameron might keep him around a little bit.
That's true. We can go in there like a villain tour. I'll be the bad guy.
Remember what he said when he goes to that Ohio State Notre Dame game. When he's on the streets of Columbus,
he's trying to give him that O face. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go. And I love Maryland. I think Maryland's a great state.
Do you like their flag? Do me a favor right now, Cameron James. Google the Maryland state flag. I'm going to get your live reaction.
Wait, states have flags? Are you for real?
Are you for real?
Are you lying to me?
No, dude, I swear to God, every state has a flag.
Most famously Maryland's, and also you do see California state flag a lot.
Yeah, the Bear Republic.
Yeah. All right, live reaction to finding out states do have flags.
It looks like a soccer flag,
right? Like their flag is funny. Like
it looks like something from like
nothing but respect for the state of Maryland. I actually love visiting Maryland. But what the fuck is that flag? Like, what is that?
It looks like they should be playing the Premier League. I wonder if New Jersey state flag has Governor Murphy's face on it.
No, it's our flag's kind of shitty. We were talking about that before. It's a very soft yellow, whereas it could be a refined, deep, respectful yellow.
Huh. You learn something new every day on the 4th and 1.
Hey. AD, athletic director, state flags. You heard it here first.
Got a little bit of everything.
We also love Texas.
Hell yeah, we do.
Let's go to number 5 and talk about a former Dallas Cowboy.
Des Bryant pulled from Tuesday night's game minutes before kickoff for a positive COVID test. He then tweets that he's done for the season. Thoughts on what happened with Dez and his reaction?
Let's honestly start off by looking at the positives here. Dez caught something.
Easy. He caught the other pass too.
Yeah, Dez caught it. It being COVID, he got it. No contest, no flags on the play. No, but in all seriousness, that sucks. Because he was probably, Anthus might have honestly be a good thing, because I imagine that's a pretty big revenge game for him, and he's going to put on something of a show. No?
You talking to me?
What did I say? Oh, did I think it? Oh, fuck. Ant, Jesus Christ, this red wine's hitting me. I actually, Jesus.
I'm like having a whole side conversation.
You know what it is? I'm so used to going at you. I think I'm just automatic, like, boom, like, let me fire this game. I meant to say Ant. Sorry, my bad.
Sorry, repeat the question.
This week's episode sponsored by Cupcake Red Velvet. It'll
that red
fuck
velvet,
you up.
though.
Yeah, that red velvet wine. All right, so I've got to say, and we're going to rewind to probably something completely different. Des Bryant was probably going to go off that game. I feel like that's his big revenge game. It might have been for the best for the Cowboys. I wouldn't be shocked if somebody pulled a string there so he wasn't playing. Because it is a little, even I've got to admit, it's a little suspicious the way they did it. Like, Desmond, could you come speak with us? Off to the side over here. Like, your immediate test came back negative. Like, what?
I feel like there would have been a lot of chirping back and forth. I feel like it probably would have got a little physical.
Yeah, and I mean, it would have been a spectacle. Like that's what we kind of wanted to see Sunday night football. Like or was it Monday night? Whatever the
Tuesday night.
Tuesday. Thank you, because I'm like I've lost track of my days at this point. That I never know what day is a normal day for football because I'm waiting for Wednesday night football to pop up fucking tonight. Like
Wednesday day football.
Yeah,
yeah.
We're having games at 3:45 p.m. for a goddamn tree lighting ceremony. It's the saddest tree in the history of New York, but it still gets preempted over football. Like, what a joke.
I think we need to do like a sports and wine series. You have to pair wine. You have to pair wine with each segment.
We'll do each of the major sports. We'll have reds, whites, champagne, all that shit. You got to drink each one. Oh my god!
Stay tuned later for the 4th and 1 draft series where we will be drafting our favorite types of wine. Sports movies is out.
That's it.
Red Velvet Cupcake for the number 1 pick. That's what I got. What do you think about Dez just saying he's done for the season? You think he's like, you know what? I think it's more of like he worked hard to get back. He's honestly, he played in a couple of games. He hasn't really done much. He's probably like just coming to terms with like, this is it. Like what is he, he doesn't have anything else to prove. Everyone knows what he did in the league. I mean, maybe he's just not loving the game like he used to, especially when you have a setback. Like
it's very possible. Yeah.
But I don't know. What do you think? Are you sad to see Dez go, man?
I was, but his ego is too big. Like you're really gonna end the season because you couldn't play one game.
Well, to be fair, not that I disagree with you, I do think his ego is too big. I think he thinks he's better than he is. But realistically, when's he going to come back? Like, what's he going to play 1 week in week 17? Like, he's got to be out for like 1 to 2 weeks. By that time, it's we're in week 14 now.
Yeah,
right?
week 16, week 17.
Yeah, it's like by the time he comes back, like, what's he really going to do? Like, I kind of get what he's saying. I don't think it's smart because he could get a look in week 17 that a team enjoys, and they're like, all right, maybe we'll bring him in. But I kind of get where he's coming from. I don't agree with it, but I kind of get it.
Fair enough.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the NFC East leaders with question number 6.
Colt McCoy leads the Giants to victory over the Seahawks. What are your thoughts of the game and his performance? Are you ready to accept the Giants making the playoffs this year?
I'm in.
Yeah, let's do it. Draft picks, fuck it. Who cares? I don't know.
I didn't
Colt
think
McCoy,
we were going to do it.
No, neither did I. Colt McCoy, I thought he was how do you say it? Synonymous with loss in the NFL, at least. He just doesn't even if you watch the game, like Colt McCoy is not the reason we won the game. He did what he had to do to get a couple first downs, to keep the clock running. He's a game manager, but by no means did I think he was going to come in and lead us to victory.
Yeah.
I mean, all the credit to the Giants defense. That is, you shut down an offense like that. I mean, look, the Seahawks don't have a great defense, which definitely helped us out, at least keeping drives alive and, doing something on offense. But the defense should get all the credit. I mean, to shut down Russell Wilson in that offense is
huge.
Just
not something I expected to see by any means.
No, and we're starting to, everyone on the defense is playing pretty well. And, like we've had in the past, defense wins championships. If we can get, Dan Dimes back healthy and,
Saquon.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You know what I think it is, though? I think not, and I didn't wish Saquon didn't get hurt, but it's almost like a blessing in disguise as far as how the Giants had to run their offense. Like when Saquon was there, everyone knew what we were going to do. You saw it the first game.
And they didn't have creative play calling to really get the ball in his hands.
No. So this kind of like gave, Jason Garrett the opportunity to be like, all right, we got to come up with some other crazy plays, get some other guys involved. Maybe they won't know where we're going with the ball this time. Obviously when Saquon was in the game, they just keyed on him. And that was really our offense trying to get him the ball. So I don't know. I think it opened some things up for the Giants as far as, being able to do something on offense at least. But, obviously having a talent like him, if we could implement him into the offense in the future, that'd be amazing with adding a couple more playmakers. We still do have 4 weeks left in the season. It will be interesting to see if the Giants can keep this up. Obviously, they do have some tough games. We still do have to play the Dallas Cowboys the last week. It's a division game. You never know what can happen. We've actually luckily had some decent luck this year against our division rivals.
Thankfully we've been in all those games.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think regardless, the Cowboys game will be. I think every game from here on out is going to be a good game. If the Giants can get some first downs in offense, I think we can stay in a lot of the games. But if we don't get Dan Dimes, I don't know if Colt McCoy is going to be the guy to lead us into the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, like he played well, but not to the point that I'd have super faith in him going that far. But I'm happy we got him. I will say that.
Hell yeah. I mean, it's good to have a veteran quarterback back there instead of, another young guy behind Dan Jones. I mean, what Colt McCoy is. He's going to be able to run the ball a little bit. He's going to throw. He doesn't throw the ball downfield. I mean, if I was a defense, I feel like it would be easy to stop the Giants. But, the Seahawks didn't seem to be able to do it at the right times.
Agreed.
All right. Before we get into our next segment, let's get a word from our sponsor. Why Am I a Nerd podcast network has been brought to you by our sponsor, Me Moms. The best breakfast and lunch down the Jersey Shore with 3 great locations in Wall Township, Middletown, and Brick, New Jersey. Me Moms specializes in unique and fun takes on your traditional lunch and breakfast items. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. You can find more information at www.memoms.com. All right, and we are back. This is the second part of our 4th and 1 draft series where we conduct a fantasy draft of topics, items, places, experience, whatever we want. Tonight, we will be drafting sports movies. This is going to be a 5-round snake draft between me, Matt, and Ant the Statman. Does Miami Cam want to get on this? We can make it a four-person thing. I think we have enough sports movies to go around.
Yeah, I think we definitely got enough.
But,
Miami Cam, you want to be in?
What?
What? Yeah. What are we doing?
We're drafting sports movies. And since, and I don't know if you heard last week, since I had very vague rules, we were talking about drafting the best gifts, holiday gifts for the average sports fan. Here were the lists, okay?
Yep.
My list was sports memorabilia, a panoramic field or stadium photo, a custom grill set, a koozie, and a foldable team chair. All right.
Nice.
Matt's was a custom jersey, a custom hat, a hoodie of your favorite team, a custom cooler, or a sports team flag. All right.
Okay.
And since I wasn't specific, here was Cameron's list. The original pair of Jordans that Michael Jordan ever had. The specific ball that David Tyree caught in the Giants Super Bowl. A piece of Evander Holyfield's ear. Wayne Gretzky's stick the last time he played, and his reasonable one was an Ohio State nutcracker.
Those would be great gifts, but very unrealistic.
So I won.
So people voted Cam had the best holiday gifts. So.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I didn't see that. That's so disappointing.
So tonight we are going to be drafting sports movies. So we're basically going to each compile a team of our top sports movies in a draft, snake draft order. The order for tonight's draft is going to be Ant with the first pick, Cameron James with the second pick, Mr. Matthew, the Golden Voice Ferrer with the third pick, and I will have the last pick and the wrap around there. So to start us off, Ant, you got the first pick. Now, here's my policy I will put in place right now. If someone suggests a movie that is not sports related or not usually considered a sports movie, the rest of the group can nullify that draft pick and they will have to re-pick. So I know Cameron's going to be like, with my first pick, I'm going to take Die Hard. Die Hard is not a sports movie, potentially Christmas movie now that they released a Christmas cover for it. But this is sports movies. So.
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm sorry.
If you want to throw anything else, go ahead.
This is really more of a French roast point, which at this point, I don't know why we're not just doing this over Zoom. Like the French roast just needs to happen next week. But I'm going to throw this in. People who say that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie, not only are you fucking wrong, but what is the difference between John McClane and Kevin McAllister?
We're not getting into this right now. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. I'll mute your microphone.
Oh,
I'll give you something to mute. Fuck Ohio State. It's the same goddamn theme.
all right, Ant.
Michigan sucks.
I'm driving here. If I was sober, I would drive to your house and fight you right now.
I love the
You're
state
lucky.
of Michigan. I love
You
the state
better-
of Michigan. Michigan, I represent you hard, but your college football team specifically sucks.
You better write a letter personally thanking California Cupcake Vineyards for saving your ass right now. Because I'd be at your door. Steph would be waking up like, who's at the door? And I'd be like, it's me. And I'd kick in the door. And you'd be like, yo. And I'd be like, what up? And then we'd fight in your goddamn living room to the death. And I have no intentions of dying on this day, Cameron James.
Okay.
All right, Ant, you're up.
All right.
Number one pick in the draft.
Number one pick
There's
in the
only one
draft.
answer to this.
You got to make it. You got to make it count because you have what do you got? 7 picks to your next selection. So
The Sandlot.
I mean,
Unexpected. Okay, but I'm
what
not
did you
mad
think?
about it.
Oh, all right. I mean, hey,
I did have another one, and it might have shocked people because I just really do love the movie, but I'm not going to say it.
all right.
Yeah,
Hey, it might
until someone
make it
else.
to your next pick because this is really opinion based.
Right. But I mean,
all
The
right.
Sandlot, I can watch a movie over and over again.
I agree. I am a big Sandlot fan. That I believe now. I'd be interested to go back into our archive there. We did do our top 5 sports movies as one of our first episodes, and I don't remember. I don't exactly remember my list, and I won't pull it up, so I won't be cheating or anything. So, Cameron James, you're up with the second pick.
Happy Gilmore.
Wow. Okay. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good because everyone's gonna have different, way different movie critiques here.
Seriously. So I guess I somehow get the steal of the first round here with Remember the Titans. How did this drop to third? I am stunned.
Sleeper. It was a sleeper pick.
Seriously, I just drafted Peyton Manning third overall. You got to be kidding me right now. You guys
Wow.
serious? I
Is this
drafted
gonna be the
Calvin
steal of the
Johnson,
draft?
and fucking Calvin Johnson, Saquon Barkley had a baby, and I stole it third overall. You got to be kidding me.
Now, before I say my pick here, you are allowed to draft sequels of movies as well. So, like, if you draft let's say Matt drafts Remember the Titans, he could also one pick could be Remember the Titans 2. But thank God they didn't make that movie.
Still Remember the Titans.
I think this is tough because I'm on the fence here because I'm not going to get the pick for a little while. But I'm going to go with to end the first round, the Mighty Ducks. Childhood favorite. I just can't. Goldberg's my dude, and I'm happy that he's clean now.
I was going to say, even still, poor Goldberg.
And on the wraparound pick here, I might not get to pick them later, so I'm taking the Little Giants.
That's
a
almost
good
went
one.
with that.
Yeah.
That's a very good one. Oh man, who do I want with my second round pick here? Who's going to help, round out this team?
You got to have this has to be someone that's going to really contribute to your starting lineup.
This is very true. I'm sorry, who were your 2 picks again? Just refresh my memory.
All right, so
Giants.
round 1 was Ant the Sandlot, Cameron Happy Gilmore, you Remember the Titans, and the Mighty Ducks.
That's what I thought.
Sorry, D1.
D1.
Okay. And then round 2, I had the Little Giants, and you're back up.
Oh God, I'm stuck here.
It's going to be good.
go-
Like round 3 to 5 is going to be real good because there's going to be some.
I know some stragglers out there. I'm going to go D2. I think my other movie's going to hold up. I'm going to go D2,
okay.
The Mighty Ducks. Keep it in the family there. No,
Yeah,
it's D3, The Mighty
D2.
Ducks. Fuck, it's just D2. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. Whatever the fuck the full title. Mighty Ducks 2.
You Mighty Ducks, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm like writing down more ideas that come into my head.
Dodgeball.
Oh,
Damn, that's
okay.
a good one.
That
That's
is
a good one.
That is a good one. All right, Ant, you got 2 picks in a row here.
Ooh, I'm gonna go ahead and slam dunk this one. Space Jam, baby.
Oh, damn. That is good.
Damn, that's a very good one.
Hell yeah, MJ. It's my dog.
All right, you got another one. And has a
Oh,
strong
shit.
lineup right
Yeah,
now.
he
He's
really
scary.
does.
Okay. I'm going to hit you with this blind side. The blind side.
It's like, damn.
Damn, boy.
I mean, come on. That's a classic.
It's almost like you can't go wrong here, but what are you gonna?
You can't. You can't. All these movies are great.
Yeah. All right. So
Miami Cam.
round three. We kicked on 3 with Ant taking blindside. Miami Cam, you're up for your round 3 pick.
The original Karate Kid.
Hey,
Sweep the leg.
Karate Kid 1. I mean, these are interesting lists because I don't know. Are these movies that you would watch, that you're going to watch? Like if you had to pop a movie and you're like, oh, I'm going to watch a movie sports related, these are going to be them?
Oh, fuck no. I'm just going with the funniest thing is.
I don't know. Your list is pretty good, though.
I'm trying to win. I'm trying to keep my undefeated streak. I'm trying to go for the people. I'm a people person. I go for the people.
Unless they're in Michigan.
I love Michigan. I think
You've prepped Ohio State far too much to claim the Great Lakes State.
I love Michigan. I love everything. I love your food. I don't know what you're special for, but I love your food.
Cameron James visited me out of mid. Cameron James has hung out with me in Ann Arbor before.
Go Blue.
This deserves to be noted on the show.
Has never been to Columbus, but he's been in Ann Arbor.
I've been to
Did you
Columbus.
hear that Go Blue? I just felt that.
I've been
Where did
to
you go to Columbus? Why?
When I was on tour.
You went to Columbus, then you brought that filth into my house. You brought that Columbus filth.
No, I think I went to you.
Into my home.
I think I went to you first.
All right.
Is Jaws a sports movie for fishing?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I think that one's going to be denied.
I don't think there's any way we could call that.
All right, who's up here? Matt, you're up.
Am I up?
I believe so. Yeah, let me make sure Karate Kid was Cam's, right?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take a left turn and select Talladega Nights, the Ballad of Ricky Bobby.
I thought you were going to say Fast and Furious.
I mean,
Which one? The original? I'm in my notes here. I just got confused. I wrote Talladega Furious.
Talladega Furious. I mean, that could be. Hold on. Hollywood.
No.
Hollywood, hear me out. Make a sequel to Talladega Nights with the crew of the cast of Fast and Furious. That would be an amazing movie. You got Vin Diesel out there. We're family, and family sticks together, but we need help. We need Ricky Bobby. And they go and they get Will Ferrell to step in and just team up with them. You got The Rock out there doing random muscle shit that doesn't make sense. Jason Statham's in the background being all snarky and British. Vin Diesel's borderline unintelligible, always in a black t-shirt, drinking Corona. This movie writes itself, people.
I think it's Sean's turn.
Are you gonna put Barat back into the movie? Sacha Baron Cohen. Are you bringing Will Ferrell back?
He's gonna have to make that call halfway through where he's just in trouble, and then he's like, "I don't know if we're gonna make it, guys." And he's here, shake and bake. I'm here too, Ricky Bobby. And they fucking come in. Yeah, they come in together in their fucking race cars and do some shit. Maybe blow up a building because apparently that's possible. I mean, all kinds of stuff.
All right, I like it. I like that. That was your elevator conversation. If you get in the elevator with,
that's my elevator pitch for Talladega Furious. The fast Ricky Bobby. I don't know. Whatever you're gonna mix it up.
All right, here I go. So I'm putting a couple still. I put a couple of my favorites in the beginning, but now it's time to go with some classics here. On the swing, I'm taking Rudy. I mean, Notre Dame fans are gonna bash me for not taking round 1, but he's there. It's there for the steal. And then I'm going to take a Cameron James type movie right here. And I'm taking Rocky.
Oh, I thought you were going to take something very different, but I'm going to save that on mine.
No, I have to get a couple classics in there. But hey, that's still available for you right now, Matt.
That's not who I'm gonna take though. I'm gonna say, feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme. Get on up, it's bobsled time. Let's go, Cool Runnings, baby.
That's a good one.
My turn.
Yeah, you're up.
Pumping Iron.
Arnold.
That's actually every time I go over to Miami Cam's house, he has that on in the garage. Yeah.
Do fighting movies count? Because that actually, I just realized like hardcore. Well, we got Rocky. I guess we could have put like fucking what's the one with Jean-Claude Van Damme where he's got the kumite?
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about? Is that Bloodsport?
Kickboxer.
I think it's Bloodsport. I
thought it was a kickboxer.
That's a good one. I might. Oh damn! It's probably too late, but yeah.
Hey, you still have you still got one pick left, Matt. So
All right, we'll see. Oh man, we'll see because I might have to pick a random one for the last one.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's still a good one. There's still like classic ones out there, which is crazy.
Seriously.
And you got two in a row. Your last two picks.
All right.
With here.
With my first pick, I'm going to go with an oldie. Going with those Three Ninjas.
Ooh, solid.
Ooh,
How is that a
very
sports
nice
movie?
pick?
Karate Kid is.
No, Three
How is that
Ninjas.
not?
Don't they fight in like a fucking like just like fight
a
random
dojo.
dude?
Well, they get
They're
trained.
ninjas.
They do get trained.
Yeah,
Isn't that more of an action movie?
I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Ant for this one.
Yeah,
I think
that's
he's outside the box, but it still fits the category here.
That's a deep pull. That's a
Nah,
deep pull.
Fine. I see how this is going. All right, fine.
You got your last pick here, Ant.
All right. This was going to be a tough one. But I got it right here. I'm going to keep it in the baseball. I'm going to go with RIP to my boy G-Baby, Hardball.
Oh, that is a good one.
They had a great soundtrack for that
Keanu
movie,
Reeves'
too.
best movie, I think.
Whoa.
Very good soundtrack.
Great soundtrack. On the next French roast, we'll be ranking Keanu Reeves movies. Better filmography: Keanu Reeves or Nicolas Cage.
I saw that one movie where Keanu Reeves gets seduced by these two random girls that come to his store.
Oh yeah, that movie is nuts.
Oh my god! But the ending's fucking hysterical. It was free pizza. It fucking kills me every time. But also, like, that would suck in real life because, like, you can't say no to that scenario. But that's next on French Roast, which hopefully, I don't know if Cameron James is paying attention. Maybe we'll just film over Zoom like next week. Maybe possibly next week over Zoom. We'll have.
He's researching sports movies right now.
No, I'm trying to see if fucking Three Ninjas is actual sport.
Oh, come on, dude.
It is
fucking guy.
You heard it here
You just
first.
asked if Jaws was a sports movie for fishing.
It is. They're fishing for a
Oh
shark.
my god! I didn't even think about it. It's so funny.
They're fishing
It's
for a shark.
They're not. They're trying to murder that motherfucker. They're not like, let's bring it home and eat some of it. Dude's got a whole speech about how it's got dead fucking eyes. Like they're not fishing for this motherfucker. They're straight up trying to murder it. It's not a sport.
Karate Kid's a sports movie. Three Ninjas is a sports movie.
Okay, fine. So is Predator. They're hunting.
Fuck.
That was on my list.
one. I'm going to give you that one. Is that your next movie? Because that's a
Wait,
really.
is it my turn?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
You can go in the other room. Mm-hmm. That was actually my
What the fuck?
You never know what's gonna happen in a draft. It could be anything.
Is Predator my next one? I mean,
According to Google, it's a sci-fi action flick, but I don't know.
What does Google say about Three Ninjas?
I thought you were looking it up.
No, I was actually looking up. No, I was just looking at my next pick.
Let's see here. Sports movie.
No, it doesn't.
It has the word athletic in it.
That's not a sports movie.
Athletes play sports.
All right, then look up if Karate Kid is one then.
The budget? Oh, man. 3 Ninjas did not do well at the box office. Where's
Okay, it's American mixed martial arts comedy film. Okay, fine. I mean, this is definitely not a sports movie, but whatever.
Mixed martial arts.
So it's Predator, a sports movie.
Yes, there's hunting involved. I'll give it to you. I will fucking give it to you.
All right, Matt.
He's literally trophy hunting. I'm like, I actually do have to give you that one. I'm going I'm going Caddyshack. Excuse me.
I like that pick. All right, Mr. Irrelevant. Last picture of the draft. I got a lot on the board here. Originally, I didn't know if this movie was going to be available. I was going to take The Big Green since I could just name drop now. I got to go. I already got a hockey movie in there, though. I'm going to give some love to the ladies out there. A League of Their Own.
Oh, and I was going to say that one too.
Yeah,
that's a shout out. That's a good shout out right there.
Yeah, we got to represent equally.
I had Painter Gain on my list.
That's
Major Pain.
No,
yeah, I remember that movie. I fucking remember that shit.
Yeah.
Pain or Gain
with The Rock, Mark Wahlberg, and Anthony
They're on
Mackie.
steroids.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had The Waterboy.
Waterboy's a good one.
The Waterboy. Yeah, I mean, there's so many.
Yeah.
That's why I think this is like a good.
Bad News Bears.
This is a good category just because it's very opinion. There's not like, unless if we threw another person on here, but
yeah.
What do you think Pain or Gain's Rotten Tomato score was?
I think it's in the 80s, isn't it?
I was going to say 71.
I thought it was in the
80s. 50%.
Wow.
You look at the right movie?
Yeah.
He's looking at Gain and Pain.
Major gains.
Major gains.
Yeah, I don't know. All right. Hey, good work out there. I'll compile this list and we'll get it on the gram to see what everyone thinks. Who would sit down and watch these 5 straight movies in a row? For whatever reason, it doesn't matter. But yeah, you guys got anything you want to throw out there? Anything you want to say before this podcast? And I know Matt always has a good final ending here.
Yeah, I got something. Nobody else has anything to throw in.
Well, if you don't have anything to say, let's tell them where they can find us.
All right. Well, I did have something to add. We live in a rough time. Things are hard. Things are difficult. I know a lot of people are having trouble dealing with the quarantine, not seeing family. The holidays are coming up. And people don't know how to cope. And I think one of the things that we can really do is we can always look to sports for something to unite us and really bring us together. So I think this year I really propose we all come together, not just in holiday spirit, not just in love, but in hatred and saying, fuck Ohio State. For now and forever, fuck you, Buckeyes, you pieces of shit. I hope you rot in hell. And if you weren't sure, you can find us on Instagram at WhyAmIANerdOfficial. That's WHYAM, the letter I, a Nerd Official. You can find us on Facebook and YouTube at WhyAmIANerd, spelled exactly the same way. And you can find us on Twitter at that's the number 4, THANDWON pod. Please like, rate, subscribe, and review us wherever possible. 5 stars is greatly appreciated.
You just put 10 fingers up. Dumbass.
Yeah, because I want 5 stars twice, Cameron James. Like, that's how you get double the likes.
My final saying is, get with a loved one, cuddle up on the couch, watch a sports movie, put on some Predator with the family, and enjoy this holiday season. So I'd like to thank everyone for watching and listening. I'm Sean.
And I'm Matt.
We'll catch you next time.
Imagine that. Imagine a family like, oh, you want to watch this? Dad, let's watch a sports movie. Like your son comes to you like, Dad, let's watch a sports movie. All right, son, not The Blind Side. Let's put on Predator. and watch these steroided out of their minds dudes get their spines ripped out by a fucking space alien in the Amazon.
Go Buckeyes.
Fuck Ohio State. That shit's hilarious.